Hey, this is Josh McEwen here with episode 5 of Dufferin Spotlight on Business, where we bring your community to you by letting you know what is in the area while highlighting the advantages of shopping local. Today we are here with the owners of 88 Dance Company, Brittany DeRose Souza and Minnie DeRose Small, which is located at 70 Centennial Road in Orangeville. 88 Dance Company was originally founded by Anne-Marie Reynolds and has been a part of our community for over 25 years. This is where Mindy and Brittany first learned to dance, and now they are continuing Anne-Marie's legacy by teaching the next generation of dancers and providing the same family-friendly environment that they had. It is not too often that businesses successfully carry forward from one generation to the next, so it is amazing to see an independent business with strong community roots thriving more than ever. If you would like to learn more about 88 Dance Company, be sure to check out their website or their Facebook page. We would like to thank Mindy and Brittany for the time that they put into helping us make this show and the opportunity to learn more about their business. And of course, thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy this episode of Dufferin Spotlight on Business. So hi, it's Josh here with Dufferin Spotlight on Business. Rob wasn't able to make it here today, but today I am joined by Brittany DeRose Souza and Minnie DeRose Small, and you guys own 88 Dance Company at 70 Centennial Road. Oh, great. So can you guys just introduce yourselves for a little bit? Whoever wants to start?
Sure, I'll go. I'm Mindy DeRose Small, and I am 35 years old, and
really?
I've been in the dance world, been doing it since I was 2 and teaching for over 17 years. Yeah.
I'm Brittany DeRose Souza. I'm Mindy's sister. I've also been dancing since I was 2, teaching since I was 16, so just 15 years or so, I guess. And I'm co-owner of 88 Dance Company with Mindy, and we just bought from Anne-Marie Reynolds about 3 years ago, 3.5
years ago now, yep.
So
Awesome. So what are your most popular products or services?
Well, I think we should start with our services, I guess. I mean, we offer classes from 2-year-olds all the way up to 18, and then we also offer adult classes.
Oh, nice.
And we offer jazz, tap, lyrical, ballet, contemporary, tumbling, hip-hop.
Yeah, pretty much everything under the sun when it comes to dance. We haven't gotten into the ballroom or anything like that yet, but definitely the more, I'll say, popular styles, like in terms of like jazz, tap, ballet, hip hop, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think our popular classes would definitely be our kinder rhythm and our mini classes. Our kinder rhythm is for 2 and 3-year-olds. We actually had to open up 2 more classes last year because we just had so much
interest
Wow.
and enrollment. The same thing with our mini classes. We offer them on Saturdays as well, all the way through the week. So for the last few years anyways, we've had a lot of enrollment.
They've been sold out, those classes.
Really? That's
Yeah.
great that parents are signing their kids up so young. I mean,
Oh
wow.
yeah, everyone loves to see them in their tutus and their buns and
Yes.
their little dance outfits. I mean, they're adorable.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You mentioned you were going to start off with your services. Do you guys have any products as well? Or?
We do actually have a store at our studio that
Oh,
offers like ballet shoes, tap shoes, jazz shoes, bodysuits, tights, any kind of dance wear, basically. And then we also run a reusable. So any parents who, if their kids obviously have outgrown shoes or anything like that, they bring them in and we resell them. And then that money goes towards their families as well. So it's good.
Helps everyone out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we also run an online store through a third-party company where we sell like our 88 Dance Company merchandise, like sweaters, t-shirts, jackets, anything like that. So we run that just specifically online. So
Yeah, I mean, you guys don't want to be running a clothing, just let them deal with it. You
Yeah,
guys just-
exactly.
You license out
Yes.
your brand, right?
Yeah, it's our brand. So,
Exactly. Awesome. And I mean, I can see how that's compelling, especially since you guys have such a great following in the area. 88 has been around for years.
Yeah,
So
I
that
mean,
makes complete sense.
I guess the other thing is we run summer camps, and I mean, unfortunately this year we weren't able to do our acro tumbling camp, which is extremely popular. It's just timing wise with finals this year, we just weren't able to offer it. But those are, I mean, and I guess another huge success of ours right now.
So are you working on any major projects or jobs?
Well, I guess we are really, really excited to announce that we are offering a scholarship this year. So I guess Mindy, you can go.
Yeah, so we're offering this scholarship program, and basically what it's doing, it's helping families in the area out to make dance a little bit more feasible and affordable, because just like any other sport, like whether it's hockey or lacrosse, it can get really expensive. So we are offering this scholarship, and what the dancers or students have to do is they have to fill out an application form, write a dance resume, so just giving a history about themselves, and then they also have to write a 500-word essay as to why they love to dance and what their favorite genre is.
Makes sense.
And we have a scholarship board that's actually, they have or are working at the Stratford Festival, so they're in the business.
Wow.
So me and Mindy have picked these 3 people out, and we've sent them off their applications and resumes. So we haven't announced who will be receiving that scholarship. We're doing that in a few days. But
September 1st.
yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's really exciting that we get to actually have the opportunity to use people who are in the industry that we know as well to help us.
Yeah, so that's our competitive scholarship program. We also offer one for our recreational students as well, and we're doing that one slightly different. I don't want to give too much away about it, but what we're doing is they obviously have to be a current student at the studio. They have to be enrolled in classes, and then we're going to ask to do something through social media, and then that's how their name is going to go into a draw, and we're going to pick a name from that if they do this contest to win the scholarship for basically their tuition for the year.
That's great. Because, I mean, I don't even have to imagine, I know it's not accessible to everybody, right? Like, I mean,
Right.
anything that costs money, there's always a barrier.
Well, dance is just so important, I think, in kids' lives, even in families' lives and everything. It's just the changes that we see through students and things. It's really important. So we want to be able to give back to that and help families out as much as we can.
Being dancers growing up, you guys know how expensive it can be.
Yep.
Yes, my parents put 3 of us through dance competitively, so.
Yeah, full. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're highly aware.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
There's so many people that would like to get to that next step or maybe can't go to the next year. Or like you mentioned before, how they want to join their friends, maybe doing a different type of dance because there's so many varieties, right? Mm-hmm. And that's an avenue of how they can maybe get into it.
Right. Yes.
So, I mean, that's great that you're giving them opportunities for more exposure, which only helps
Right.
them in the long run.
Yeah, I think we should mention too that for our studio, we have our recreational program. We have a pre-competitive or part-time, it's called, and then we have our full competitive. So I don't know if you want to give it a little bit of a...
Yeah, so the recreational program is for dancers that just want to come in, have a good time with their friends and learn something, and it's still very structured. Our part-time dancers, they train a certain amount of hours per week, so it's typically around 6 hours per week that they train, and then our full-time competitive dancers train anywhere upward of 10 hours a week.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what age groups would you say are in those brackets? Like, do they include all ages? Or?
We have a micro mini this year. It's just new, but they are 4 and 5 year olds competing this year.
The micros are actually just 4.
There we go.
The average age of that group is 4 years old, and they'll be going to competition this year.
Yes.
Wow.
And Mindy's daughter is actually competing this year as well. She's 4, so...
She is.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, but we offer all ages for competitive from... Well, obviously doing 4-year-olds, and then we had 5-year-olds compete last year, and then all the way up to 18-year-olds.
Wow.
So-
Okay, so yeah, everyone can get involved, and I mean, everyone...
Oh, and I should mention we have adults competing.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Our adult team, we do have adults
Yeah.
that compete in hip-hop and tap.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yes.
hip-hop too, eh?
Yes.
That's amazing. Speaking of competition, if you haven't been to the studio, it's just full of trophies. Like there's more trophies than I've seen there than I have in my entire life. It's insane. And from my understanding, that's not all of them.
No, we're very lucky. We have very talented and dedicated families and
And
students
dancers, yeah.
and teachers as well. So we're very fortunate to have that.
It's amazing. It's a testament to what you guys are doing for the community, and I mean your students as well. But I mean, because it takes dedication and practice, and without them, it's a testament to what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it takes great teachers and a great facility as well. And you have a big facility, and there's a lot of trophies in there.
Yes, we're very lucky to have that facility. So
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
How many people do you employ today?
We have 15.
between teachers and office administrative help.
Where do you find them all?
Everywhere, pretty much. We grew up here in Orangeville, so even Amory and Christine that are from the area, a lot of them from the GTA as well. We have our hip hop teacher, Mr. Reet, who is from Toronto, and he does work with a lot of high profile artists. He has choreographed for So You Think You Can Dance Denmark. He just came back from Mexico, I believe it was Mexico, where he was choreographing for a music video down there.
Wow.
Miss Adele's our contemporary teacher, and she and Reed are a part of World Performers Canada. And what that is a team of dancers, and they travel to Europe every summer and compete in the world's competition, and they both choreograph for that team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, it is,
We're very
actually.
fortunate for them to be able to be at our studio, and I mean,
Yeah.
they love working with our kids.
Even
Otherwise-
Anne-Marie herself has done choreography, and she judges internationally as well.
Oh, really?
For the Canadian national tap team.
Yes, in
And-
Germany.
In Germany, and then she's also judged over there as well.
If I remember correctly, did you guys judge as well?
Yes, we also do.
we both judge, yeah.
Yeah.
More locally, I don't do anything internationally or anything yet like
But
that.
still.
But I've done across Canada myself.
Oh, I
Yes,
mean,
yeah.
that's a great thing for people to have, especially people with your experience. I mean, that's amazing.
I've competed in the international competitions my whole life, so that I was on all those teams and did all those things. Like, I experienced so much and learned so much, still do. So
it's not like there's a ton of places to get work dancing, but I mean, there are still many places that you have to compete for talent, right? Like, it says a lot that you guys are able to draw people with these kinds of reputations from all over the area.
Yeah, I said, we're very lucky with the students that we have. They're very dedicated, very, very talented.
And the teachers are fantastic. We've been very lucky that way to have such great staff. And, our mother is our office manager, so she helps us a lot in the office. And our dad, even though he's, I guess, technically not on payroll, he is always willing to lend a helping hand. Anytime something needs fixing in the studio, if something needs repair or painting, he's there. He's there.
Yeah.
That's good. So. Support of family is important.
Even our husbands.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So what do you think makes you different from the competition?
Well, I think first we should, say that we just bought the business 3.5 years ago. So Anne-Marie had it before that. Anne-Marie's Dance Academy. It's a well-known name in Orangeville.
Very well known.
So being around for that long, I think just the name itself is a helping hand. But we really believe in educating our students and training them properly because we don't want injuries.
Yes.
That's a huge thing.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
We offer them a lot of opportunities as well. Our dancers have been on some of these international stages, but we also take them on, I guess we'll call them school trips type idea, where we take some of our senior dancers and we travel to different places where they can learn from different choreographers and different teachers, just always expanding their dance education. Last summer we were in California, 13 or 14 dancers there, and they were taking class at the Debbie Reynolds dance studio there, the Edge Performing Arts and Millennium Dance Complex. And next summer we're planning to go to New York City to take classes at Broadway Dance Center.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so we like to, we're very big in believing on giving these opportunities to the kids so they're broadening their horizon and things like that.
It's important not just to work with us, but to work with other people as well.
That's the more exposure, the better, right?
Yes, for sure.
Especially with dance, you want to get as many different kind of styles and opinions as possible. I mean, that can only help you.
Mm-hmm. I think something else is our recitals.
Yes,
our recitals are fantastic. They are run like a professional show. We constantly hear, especially about our props. We have an amazing prop dad team that build these things. And this year we actually had our theme for recital this year was Pirates of the Caribbean. So we had 2 pirate ships, huge pirate ships, and we had cannons built, dust cannons basically. And we constantly got emails and phone calls about just how amazing our recital is run and how cool it is. Like, we're not just running dances, we're actually running like a show. So that's a huge thing for our recreational team to come and be a part of.
For sure. I mean, not many people get that opportunity at all.
It's just fantastic. The facility the theater, I should say, that we do our recital at is the River Run Center in Guelph, and it's just a phenomenal theater. Mm-hmm. The staff there is phenomenal. I love going there every year, and they know us by name, and it's just, you feel like home when you go there. And then
that's great.
It is a professional theater, and so the kids get out there and the lighting is all professional, and then just to see their faces come off stage, even though they were nervous going on there, they come off going, oh my gosh, that was so much fun, can we do it again? And
yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And even something else that we probably do a little bit differently is we have a charity recital that we run. And
so just like our scholarship program, we want to give back to the community. So we've also done a charity show.
Yes, and we've done that for 4 or 5 years
now
that we've done that.
Yeah.
And so our competitive students put on a show, and it's sold out the last 3 years, which has been great.
Wow. That's impressive.
So we donate our entire recital revenue to a charity that we have chosen.
Wow.
So this year we did autism, and we actually donated it to Carrie's Place.
Carrie's Place here in town.
Which is here in town, yeah.
Yeah, that's great, local.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another way for us to also make our dancers
be aware.
It's not just about dancing all the time. It's about helping the community and bringing awareness to certain things as well. So
yeah, we're participating in the autism walk too next week, I think.
Next weekend, yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, we're trying to teach them not just dance skills, but life skills as well. So
that really does help separate you from the competition for sure, especially in a local town like this. We need more of that.
Yeah.
That sound indicates a commercial break. We're new though, so we don't have any ads. We'll take this time to let you know what Dufferin Spotlight actually does. Each week we will be releasing a new episode of our show, Dufferin Spotlight on Business, which will feature a discussion with the business leaders from around Dufferin County regarding their businesses and accomplishments. The accomplishments of small business leaders mostly go unnoticed, but it is our goal to highlight and recognize them, as these are the people who keep small communities like ours alive. In addition to bringing more attention to the businesses in Dufferin, we will share the advantages of shopping local. So be sure to check back each week to see the amazing things people are doing through their businesses. To find out more about what we do and the other shows we will be producing, be sure to check us out at dufferinspotlight.ca. So what do you think customers should look for when doing business with somebody in your profession?
Experience.
Yeah.
Experience. I mean, I can't say it enough. Like I said, we've been in business for 30 years now. Me and Mindy have obviously just taken over for 3.5, but Amory before that.
Experience. And I would also say making sure that the people that are teaching the classes are qualified.
Yeah.
As well. You don't want just someone off the street coming like to teach your kid how to dance, because like Britt said before, you want to make sure that they're not getting injured. You want to make sure they're being trained properly, that they're using the right muscle groups, things like that. So
right. I mean, there's ways to tell too. Like, I mean, for I think our studio specifically, like our kids coming out of class are happier. Their grades are always, I mean, you hear them, they're nice and high, which is great in school,
That's
right?
good.
And then they learn a whole bunch of life skills. Time management is a huge one because they're there for so long. They
Yes.
have to be able to get their school projects done or study for tests and still be in class. They can't miss class for those reasons.
Yeah.
So they're very, very good about their
Yeah.
time management.
That's a great skill to learn, because I mean,
Yeah.
that only benefits you later in life.
another thing too going on with the life skills is like working with a team.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, when you go out and to get a job or anything like that, or whatever it is you may be doing, you have to learn to work with a team of people.
For
so that is a big thing. And that can be like a hard thing to teach because
Oh, yeah.
realistically, you're not always going to like the team that you're working with, or you might have an issue or something like that. And you have to be able to work through those issues and to come together for your end goal and make it successful.
Right. Yeah.
For sure, and especially with your teams, like finding out each other's individual strengths every time you're on a different team. It's not like it's the same all the time, right?
Right.
So figuring
Or just
that
even
out.
a different genre, really.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Right?
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I think something else that I think we're pretty great at is the communication. We do send out a lot of emails.
That's good.
But any one of our clients can come and set up a time with us to speak about their child's progress or ask their teachers about their child's progress. So we try to have our communication. We have a parents week that's set up every year as well. So the parents can come in and watch their child and see how they progress through year to year, or just even through the months and the weeks that they've been there. So which is great to see. And the parents love it. The kids are always a little nervous at first, but at the end of class, they're good.
So usually, besides that week, parents are usually not encouraged to be in the studio.
Right.
Understandable. Yeah.
We do have 4 studios, so our smallest studio is up at the front, and that has a viewing window, but our other 3...
Have monitors where they can watch out in the lobby, and they're not on all the time, but they are on for a good portion of the first part of the year. After Christmas, they start working on recital dances, so we kind of like those to be a bit of a surprise for the
Yes,
parents, so they can see the final product.
Yeah.
And be
Yeah,
like,
that
oh
makes it even
wow,
better.
like it makes all that hard work that they were doing at the beginning of the year worth it. So
And kids are sometimes shy in front of their parents. Like that's-
exactly.
Yes.
Especially dancing, especially
Or
if you're
get
young.
distracted.
That too. Exactly. And I mean, going back to your experience, going with you guys versus some of the other competition, because I mean, besides just dance facilities, there's other ways you could learn dance. But going with you guys, since you have danced for so long competitively, you know kind of what it takes to build a facility that's actually meant for that. And you are dancers. You know kind of what. That's why you guys don't allow parents in the main studio, like where they're dancing, because you've been there. And
Yeah, we know what it's like.
Exactly. So I mean, that's another benefit, one of the many, of going with you guys, I think.
Well, I think that we try to keep ourselves obviously educated as well and keep up with the current styles and the current things going on. Like we just did a course, the Alexa flexibility, and I did a yoga ball one for ballet. So we're constantly trying to grow ourselves as well, which I mean the kids see and they get to experience those things with us as well. So we're all growing together too, which is
That's awesome, because I mean that also instills with them to do lifelong learning, which I mean that is something that people really don't realize they have to do until maybe they're 20, 22, like maybe, and even then, that's also something like to encourage them never to stop learning. And again, seeing their
always.
teachers who are as experienced as you guys still
and
going
it's
out
not just me
learning.
and Mindy, it's all of our
All of our
teachers,
staff.
all
Awesome.
of our teachers, I mean, even our mom, who's the office manager, like we said, she also does courses as well to make sure that everything is up to date and current, and it's important.
That's
It's
good,
important.
because I mean things change all the time, especially in your
Yes.
business. Never mind the office administration role too, and dancing on top of that.
Yeah.
There's things come and go pretty quickly, and especially with social media, maybe it's going faster than ever. I don't know, but
Yes, staying on
Oh,
top
yes.
of social media, that's
exactly, because it just used to be MTV and much music.
Yeah.
And there's only a select few songs on there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can imagine
a lot
just how
different
crazy.
now.
Yeah. When you were younger, did you think you'd be doing this?
Well, for me, I don't know if when I was much younger, but I knew that I always wanted to do something in dance, whether it was dancing professionally or owning my own studio. That became more relevant when I went to post-secondary education. I went to Sheridan for business and I majored in marketing, and that's really where I made my decision that I wanted to own a dance studio. So, that's how I kind of got into it more. Like, I always knew I was going to do something in dance. So I guess in my earlier 20s, that's when I said, yep, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So, yeah.
Yeah, same thing with me. I knew I was always going to do something in dance. I didn't know I was going to own a studio. I was a little bit younger than Min, so she knew, and she was kind of like waiting for me, like, what's your decision here? Like, what do you want to do? I know you want to do something in dance, but what do you want to do?
That's great. I mean, that's awesome.
So for me, like, I just need to do something artistic. Like, when I'm not teaching or not choreographing and I have that little bit of a break, I need that break. But when I have that little bit of break, I can't wait to get back into it and start choreographing again, because my brain's like, okay, you need to do something here. Like, it needs that artistic side. Like, it's just too artsy.
Wow. So I'm just going to ask, do you guys have a style of dance you guys prefer?
For me, I mean, lyrical and ballet.
Yeah?
I used to teach all the ballet. We have another teacher as well teaching with us, Miss Finn, Nancy Finn. But lyrical is definitely a huge, huge passion of mine.
She's really good at it too.
Yes. That is like by far like I can't even really compare ballet and lyrical.
They're very different.
I don't know what lyrical is, sorry.
The best way to describe it and how I explain it to new clients is it's a mixture of like jazz dancing and ballet dancing combined.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a slow dance in a way.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit more, like, I'll say storytelling, and it can be really soft and pretty, or it could be a little bit harsh and, but
storytelling and lyrical lyrics of a song. So I think that's the best way to describe it. Really is just you get to express yourself in any kind of way, like in a lot of different ways.
I might be a little bit biased, and I know she's my sister, but she probably has some of the best lyrical choreography I've seen. Like I said, I've judged quite a few times, and but she's really good at it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So definitely lyrical and ballet for me. Honestly, all types of dance, really. Acro was a huge thing. Especially when I was growing up, it was a huge hit.
Acro, like acrobatic style?
Acrobatics,
like
gymnastics going on.
That's like more my specialty right now. Is, jazz.
Actually, Mindy used to teach me acro as well. So
I did. I used to be her teacher a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, I guess, like I said, I do a little bit of everything other than ballet and hip hop, really. But I specialize more in jazz and acro.
Okay.
So those are my two that I really enjoy teaching a lot, and I think I teach all the jazz actually.
Yeah, all the jazz, and it's
pretty close to it.
Yeah,
wow.
It's some really cool, different jazz. It's not like I'm not even really sure how to. It's like a funk jazz, I guess.
Yeah,
like
the last few years I've been into like a little bit more of the jazz funk kind of style.
But you also do teach like kind of like that Fosse style. You kind of give the kids a little bit of
love Broadway jazz as well.
Yes,
like that's another big thing that I love, and just any. I don't know. Yeah, that's just really.
Yeah, you kind of switch it up.
Every year or at different levels, I do different things like that. But the last few years, it's definitely been a little bit more jazz funk, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do certain age groups change their dance styles after a while? Let's just say, do teens fall into a certain kind of style of dance typically? I know there's always exceptions, but
right.
Or is there a wide variety?
There's a pretty wide variety. I guess I'll say in our recreational program, they tend to draw more towards I want to say hip hop and acro. And
musical theater. Oh, and we did not mention musical theater before, but musical theater is a huge hit too.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we have great teachers for that as well, so they're a big hit.
Yeah, but I think Miss Ashley's joining our team this year, and she actually went to school for theater, and she's quite a hoot. I grew up dancing with her, and like her musical theater is quite something else too. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah, but I definitely think there's just a variety of it. I think it comes in waves too. Like every year, hip hop might be more popular, and then ballet might be more popular one year, and I think it just kind of comes in waves. Acro always seems to be a really big hit every year as well.
Everyone wants to learn flips.
Yeah,
all the time.
that's the
yeah. I can see that. I'd be scared to do it, but I can see why, especially young people would want to do it.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Oh yeah, they have no fear.
Yeah,
they just go.
You guys have tons of mats out, or what's?
Oh yeah, we offer tumbling classes as well, so we do have all of that equipment: our mats, trampolines. the cheese is the Pac-Mans. I know I'm
Pac-Man,
not.
yeah, the Pac-Man and the cheese, and so it's like
We have equipment for that.
yeah,
Wow.
and we're always constantly looking into new equipment of what we can get as well to help further their training as
Yeah.
well. Like there's
For sure.
a couple new interesting mats that have come out that we're looking at, so hopefully we can get them in the near future.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're always looking to improve.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
always.
That's great. Where do you think most of your students come from? Do you find most of them come from like the Orangeville area, a little bit outside?
I think a good majority, obviously, from Orangeville, but we do draw business in from
Caledon,
Around, yeah.
Shelburne,
Erin,
Grand Valley,
Alliston.
We have had students from Alliston and
Tottenham.
Dundalk. Yeah,
or Tottenham.
Tottenham as well. Yeah.
Wow.
So
After
north end of
school.
Brampton as well.
Yeah.
But majority would be Orangeville
Definitely.
based.
I mean,
but
Orangeville's growing and it's huge now. So
Yeah.
we're
we're very fortunate.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. And I mean, especially in the Dufferin area, I mean, you guys have a great reputation, like ADA. Why that's the first option I think everyone would check out. And I mean, if they've seen your productions, I mean. Hey, it's Josh with another commercial break. Still no real ads, but I just thought I'd let you know that I don't know my passwords. That stops me from writing them down, sharing them, or worst of all, reusing the same password for my banking, email, and on that weird website that I'll never return to that will most likely be breached next month. This keeps me secure while making my life more convenient. To figure out how you can do the same, be sure to check out the articles on our website, dufferinspotlight.ca. Now back to the show, Dufferin Spotlight on Business. Do you have any role models or positive influences growing up?
our parents.
And,
Are obviously number one.
yeah.
They're number one supporters, number one fans. I mean, our dad still comes to our competitions just to watch our choreography. Like,
That's awesome.
I mean, my mom too, but she's still part of the business, so she gets to see us all
Yeah.
the time. You
Yeah.
know, but my dad still comes to watch just our
Yeah.
choreography, and so I mean that speaks big to them.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they have 2 grandbabies that'll be competing this year, but they'll have 4 grandbabies dancing. So, yeah, definitely our parents would be
A huge,
number one.
yes, for sure.
They've always supported our decisions and
They've been watching for a long time,
Yeah.
so I mean, they must
Oh,
still
my
really-
dad knows those dance moves. He knows what a Russian is. So I don't think he could do it anymore, but you know, yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, support like that's extremely important, especially with your mom helping out as well. Like that's a huge help. I mean,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
it helps
for sure.
keep everyone close, and it helps make it easier, right?
Oh yeah.
It helps remind you why you're doing these things.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
We also
And
have
Anne-Marie
Anne-Marie
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
so she
Christine-
was the previous owner.
yeah, Christine McDougall, her sister, and I would have
She's
to say,
also known as Aunt Bubba. Everyone calls her Aunt Bubba.
Yes, they do. Yeah, and then for me, but I also think for Brittany as well, our old acro and ballet teachers, Claudia Caicedo and Kelly Paddle, who are huge influences. Like, we completely respect these women, and still, if we ever have any questions or anything like that regarding business or choreography or just anything, we go to them and just trust what they're going to tell us.
We're very fortunate with teachers that we have had in the past.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even with Anne-Marie, we call her our second mom, which she loves. Yeah, we're very, very fortunate with the role models and the positive influences we had in our life, because otherwise we wouldn't be here owning it. And
Well, I mean, not everyone has role models that they actually know.
Yes.
And I mean, you actually know them, and you can go talk to them, and you're
Yeah.
still talking to them, and they get to see you grow and kind of give you advice along the way as you've developed. Like, it's awesome, like, for
yeah,
sure.
one more I should mention too is Nancy Finn. She's teaching for us now, but she is constantly pushing me to just be better or keep growing and look into things and question. Like, that's a huge thing. She said, you'll be a better teacher when you question stuff. Don't think you're always right. So
That's
I mean,
smart.
yeah, was a huge influence to why I became a ballet teacher. So, I mean, I have to say thank you to her.
Yeah, for sure. That's really good advice.
Yeah, and then, you know, like, obviously Ginger Rogers and watching White Christmas, that was like a huge movie in our
Rosemary
family.
Clooney. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like
Vera Ellen
you're like, for us, I guess I would say the I don't want to say old timers, but like some of the professionals that aren't around anymore.
The classic names.
Yeah,
Yes.
Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly.
Ginger Rogers, Vera Ellen.
Yeah, Rosemary Clooney wasn't really quite a dancer, but
Just White Christmas in general.
yeah, you know, like, we grew up watching all of these older movies in our house, you know, watching Eleanor
Our mom was
Powell.
a dancer.
Yeah.
So
really?
So we got introduced to dance very young because, you know, she grew up dancing. She grew up watching these movies and these fantastic
Yeah.
dancers and actors on film. So we were introduced to that and fell in love with them just like she did.
Yeah.
So she's to blame.
Exactly.
Awesome. So what was your first job and what did you do?
I guess actually, technically, my first job was teaching dance.
Assisting, I guess, really.
I guess assisting. It's an unpaid job.
Unpaid, yeah.
But like teaching.
It is. We did learn like roles and stuff into that when we were assisting.
Yeah, but in terms of being paid, I taught my very first dance class when I was 15 years old.
I was 16.
Yeah, and then I worked at Staples.
Oh, yeah?
I worked
Awesome.
at Staples part-time. I worked there one day a week because my dance and school schedule was too hectic. So, and my commitment over my job was my dance. And I said, I've already committed to this team and I can give you one day a week. And if you are okay with it. So I worked Sundays and that was pretty much it. And then still kept my grades up so that I maintained like an A average all through high school.
I worked at DQ. Our middle sister actually worked there as well, which is why I got partly the job, I guess. And a lot of our students now are working at DQ too, so it's a cycle.
Yeah.
John's still working there, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I have to say thank you to John for like being so understanding with their schedule. So
yes, no, yeah, he's really great. We actually like bring our team over there sometimes too, just to do a nice treat day, basically.
Yeah.
So
that's great because I mean you can kind of relate to their experiences. And I mean the fact that you guys were able to manage that's such a good example for your students as well. Like, hey, maybe you can also maybe get out there and maybe work a little bit too, or maybe they already aren't. You're showing them that it is possible.
Yeah, it's always possible. Like I said, it's, dance is more than just learning how to dance. You got to learn life skills with it as well. So time management being one of the biggest ones. We even have quite a few recreational students that are there 4 days a week, I think, some of them. They come, they do their classes, they're there for a couple hours a night as well, and then they're still getting really good school marks. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I think just dance in general, honestly, like time management's a huge thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the biggest lessons for me, I think, growing up, especially in high school with all of the workload that you get, right? So
for sure. It can be overwhelming sometimes, never mind just everything else going on in life, never mind the work, but just being a teenager in general.
I do have to say though, coming to dance class though is a huge outlet for those things. Like if you're happy, you just get to dance it. If you're angry or frustrated, you just get to dance it. Dance is a huge
outlet.
Yeah.
So you guys mostly run during the school year, right? From what I understand?
Yes, from September till June. We have like the same holidays as well as a school year for the most part.
Awesome.
We don't have PA days or anything like that. But we're closed over Christmas, closed for March break, that kind of thing. So we have pretty similar.
Yeah. And then like we mentioned before too, we have like our summer camps, right? Or our acro camp. And
you have competitions during the summer as well. Right?
Just every other year. We take our competitive team and we have finals. So we like to expose them, like we told you, to different things. So we actually take them down to the States, choose a competition. And this year we were in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I saw that on Facebook, yes.
Yes, right in Disney, actually, competing. Yes. So
in Disney, too?
Yeah. Yes, right in Disney.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah, I bet. Wow. That's another once-in-a-lifetime.
Yes.
Yeah. So you bought this business from Anne-Marie, and from what I understand, you've kept most of your staff.
Yes.
If not all.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, sometimes it feels like we inherited it from her because she is like a second mom to us.
Yeah.
But no, we've kept our staff. We've kept her high standards that she had set clearly.
Only, like I said, we've got a new hip hop teacher just last year, just because Mr. Luke, or I keep calling them by Mr. Luke, but Luke Zuliani, he was our hip hop teacher before, and he got this incredible opportunity to dance with the Raptors dance pack.
Wow.
And I know, what a year to dance for them.
Yeah, I know. We're like the best.
I know, right? So, it's not an offer that he could turn down, and we fully supported him and encouraged him to do it. And, he
was sad leaving, that's for sure. He didn't want to leave his students.
Yeah.
For sure.
He gets to go to Japan with them now, actually. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. I mean, to keep all the staff and have Anne-Marie still a part, and plus her sister as well, that's...
I mean, we should mention that Luke trained at the studio with us as well.
Yes. Yeah, he was one of our students.
He was one of our students. It's Christine's son as well, so he grew up there just as much as, we did.
Yeah.
And, and he has these incredible opportunities now that he's doing, so...
Cool. That's amazing. And I mean, obviously, like you guys said before, you completely understood. That's completely understandable.
Yeah. Not an opportunity that you want to pass up at all.
No, I think you might be angry with them if you did.
For sure.
Yeah. Again, that only speaks to how well you guys teach. You guys are the only partners in the business, from what I understand?
Yes.
Yes. We call all the shots. But like we said before, we have a lot of help. So our parents, obviously, our husbands, our sister actually works for us as well.
Awesome. Does she still dance?
She does not still dance. She just works in the office for us. but her kids dance.
Cheryl, right? I think I was talking with her.
Cheryl's my mom, and then
sorry. My bad.
Ria is our sister. So.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and she has 3 kids, and this year the youngest one will also be starting, so she'll have all 3 in dance. Yeah.
Yes, and her youngest will be 2.
Yeah.
So she's super young, but we offer classes for 2-year-olds. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You get them involved young, because I mean that it only really helps, right? Like I think you've mentioned in the past, coordination is one of the things that helps them with,
Yes.
which is extremely important. Knowing I'm very uncoordinated, so I would have appreciated that.
just socializing too, especially at that age, right?
Oh,
for
for
2-year-olds, because you're so attached to your parents, obviously. So getting them into a room with a teacher, and our kindergarten teacher is fantastic, Miss Melissa, and she's great with them. She does a lot with them. What she's able to get out of them is incredible, and yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's an opportunity to make lifelong friends too, getting them that young, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you build a community, and that's partly what one of the advantages of going with you guys. Like
Yeah.
it seems like your dancers and their families are very tight knit.
They are, and Britt had a group of girls growing up, and they still have their I don't know what you guys call them, but they're girls' nights, dance parties, where they all get together for dinner and
Wow.
all of that.
Oh,
And I'm very fortunate as well. Like Ashley Earl, who is teaching for us this year, she's somebody I grew up dancing with as well, and her and I are still really close. So
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Josh again with another commercial break. On top of that, knowing my passwords, I also don't pay for antivirus programs like Norton, Kaspersky, or McAfee. Despite this, I feel safer than if I did have them. To see why, check out the articles on our website, dufferinspotlight.ca. Now back to our show, Dufferin Spotlight on Business. So, what was your biggest challenge in starting this business?
Just keeping the high standards that Amory had set.
Which I think you've...
Yes.
I know that'd be a challenge, but it sounds like you guys have succeeded.
Well, I think we have high standards for ourselves as well.
Yeah.
We keep pushing ourselves. And I think that's a huge thing, though, for us, is just keeping she had it for 26 years, and it was open that long for a reason.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. So keeping that alive, and is a huge thing for me. I don't know if you have anything.
No,
to add.
I agree. The standards that Amory set were so high, and making sure that we keep with that family-friendly environment.
For sure.
We don't really ever refer to our dancers as a team. We always say our ADA family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
awesome.
It's just how it's been, and that's how we want to keep it. It's super important to us. We're both very family-oriented people, and we want to make sure that everybody that walks through our doors at the studio feel the same way, and that they feel a part of that family. Even our dancers that graduate, it doesn't get easier at all.
No, it doesn't.
It gets very hard. I swear it gets harder every time. But they always come back and visit us, and they always come back and take a class, and just
Actually, we had Elise just choreograph for us last year as well, which is one of our former students, and so she choreographed for us for the first time last year too.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, we keep them close.
Yeah.
Give them a place to come back to.
Yeah,
Sometimes
basically,
people leave.
they spend so much of their time there growing up, and so it's literally a second home. It was for us. Yeah. So.
And you're able to recreate that for everybody else because you guys loved it so much. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's one of the reasons to get into business for yourself, right?
Yeah.
To do what you want to do and do something you love and help everyone experience something that you maybe experienced once.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Do you have any advice for those starting their own business?
Set your goals, really. You might not achieve them, not necessarily a bad thing. You might go beyond them. But I think setting goals for yourself is a huge thing, and never giving up. Obviously, sometimes you want to, sometimes it's hard, emotionally and physically, but you just got to keep pushing through because it does get better.
Yeah, life will keep throwing you curveballs.
Oh, yeah.
There's never going to be a perfect opportunity whether to get into business for yourselves.
Oh, yeah. Things happen all the time, right?
There's always an excuse not to do something or to stop, but you should never let that get in the way.
Right.
So, it obviously pays off.
Yeah. Another thing would is make sure you're passionate about what you're doing.
For sure.
Because if you are passionate about it, then it doesn't feel like work.
Exactly. Seems like you guys love going in and doing what you do. And you guys are always looking to improve things from the sounds of it, always keeping up with trends and
Trying to, yeah.
And
even like Britt said before, when it gets to our time off, in the summertime, once we have a couple weeks off or whatever, to have time with our family and our husbands and all that, we, after a week or two, we're always okay, so let's listen to music, and what do you think of this song? What can you use this for? We're already thinking for the next season. And we already have our next season's recital pretty much planned out.
Oh, wow.
For June 2020. We already have that one planned out, ready to go.
What our theme is, what everything. I mean, we can't tell you yet.
Yeah, for sure.
We told
It's
our
a surprise,
kids. But, we're always I think one step ahead of the game there for recitals. And
What you were saying before, improving equipment, like getting new equipment, which I mean, a lot of places would wait till the very absolute end and maybe even
oh
a
my
little
God,
longer.
we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't do that.
That's good. I mean, for everybody listening, that's a great thing to hear.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, there's definitely places where they just hold on to stuff forever. I mean, they're using the same stuff maybe that you guys used back when you guys learned.
Yeah, I think me and Mindy both have our different strengths and weaknesses, and I think we complement each other really well on that.
That's important.
So, yeah, she's definitely on top of everything.
That's good.
Yeah, I have to say that about her. She's always on top of everything, and just when I've already thought about it, it's already done. So
That helps with the partnership.
yeah.
So, are you guys currently hiring?
We're always looking. Always looking and hiring. I mean, this year for our 2019 and 2020 schedule, everything's already set, but we're always constantly looking for teachers or
and
choreographers, outside choreographers.
or even for like our summer intensive, like bringing in new teachers for our
Or just
kids
for
to-
master classes even.
master classes, yeah, for new teachers that our kids can learn from. So we're always, on the
Substitute
lookout.
teachers.
Substitute teaching, another one, yeah.
That's good.
So-
That's
Yeah.
important because you don't have to cancel a class. People's schedules can get pretty hectic and they can't always fill in last second. So a substitute is always important.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
Or,
great.
like sometimes if the weather, like being in Orangeville, the weather can get, in the
Yeah,
wintertime
we
can get
live in a snow globe.
pretty bad.
For
so
sure.
especially this past winter, we had road closures and all that. Like it was a really terrible winter where I know because Britt lives out in Stratford. So,
Oh, wow.
there was a time where the roads were closed and she couldn't get into town. And same thing with Miss Adele who lives in Collingwood. The roads were closed. So, us teachers who are in town try to fill in where we can, or if there's someone else that's teaching that can make it,
Yeah, so I mean, we're always constantly
Yeah.
looking. Sometimes it's difficult, that's for sure, but I think we're pretty actually lucky and fortunate with the teachers that we already do have. They're very highly trained. Always looking.
It can be hard to basically pick and choose when you want to, like a professional teacher, right?
Yeah.
They don't always just are waiting for you to ask for them. They are always looking for something themselves, right?
Yeah.
And then when they find it, they kind of want to stay there, I imagine, right? Or they're traveling.
That's the thing is a lot of the teachers nowadays are, like I said, Mr. Reed, our hip hop teacher, we're very, very lucky to have him, but he's constantly working because he's in such high demand.
Yeah.
So we're very lucky that we have him on staff.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's a testament to the facility you're providing for him, right? Like he wouldn't go there if it wasn't up to his standards as well. Because I imagine if he's traveling and going to so many different places, he sees a lot.
yeah.
So I mean, you must definitely be up to his expectations, if not surpassing them. So that's great. Have you guys exceeded your original goals?
It's a tough question because, yes, I think so. But I think for both of us, we like to push ourselves.
Yeah, it's
And
always important to keep going.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
got to keep going. So
And we always, like Britt said, we're always constantly setting new goals. So I guess in terms of the original goals of,
like when we first took over from Anne-Marie, yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, for sure. I think we surprised ourselves a lot as well because we knew it was going to be hard and difficult, but at the same time, it was really exciting and
Yeah.
fun to do. So yeah, we did. It's a constant, just constantly pushing ourselves to get new ones. And
Well, you've managed to maintain her standards, if not surpass them, add your own flavor to it. And then the recitals, the charity work. I mean, really, it'd be hard to say you didn't really, unless you had huge goals, which no one can blame you for. But I mean, you guys have accomplished a ton. And I mean, you're helping a ton of people in the community.
I mean, our scholarship was a huge thing for us. We have talked about this years ago, but way before we even knew we were going to buy from Anne-Marie, that this was something me and Mindy wanted to do. Even if
Wow.
it was something, because we used to own the acro camp, like I told you, like we had before in the summertime, it was possibly something we were going to offer the scholarship to a person for that. So we're just now in a place that we can actually do that. And so that was a huge accomplishment for us because, I mean, we want to be able to give back to these kids because we love them so much. So
That's amazing. But like before you really knew what you wanted to do, you knew what you wanted to do with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. I mean, you had a goal and you just had to figure out how to get there.
Well, yeah, because then we had this, technically small business of this acro camp. So, I mean, that kind of started us really working together as owning something and running it. So
Together, too.
Yeah.
For
So that,
sure.
that was years ago. I can't even remember how long ago it was. I want to say 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I think even longer.
it could be. That was a long time ago. So,
Well, that's great. You had that experience working together then because it helps you figure out, okay,
Yes. Yeah.
we can do this together. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
there's tons of family that can't work together. So, I mean, that's amazing. That's awesome. Because, I mean, that's a great example.
Yeah, me and Min are very lucky. We're just we very rarely argue on business things. Like we're usually on the same page.
When it comes to anything involving the studio, like, you know, the way we're training our kids and, you know, who's training them and things like that. And
we're on the same page.
You're both looking out for the best of your students, right? I mean, when that happens and you guys have both been students, it's pretty, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easy to see why you guys are on the same page so often. You have the same goal.
Yes.
Well, I think we're also very open with each other. The fact that
helps.
I think we can tell each other that, you know, we don't like this idea, or I think maybe we should try this, and we know that it's not personal. It's business. So we're good that way.
That's good. So. That's extremely important because, I mean, yeah. Awesome. So what would you consider to be your biggest challenge in the years ahead?
I think for me, just keeping love of dance alive, putting my passion into these kids, really keeping these kids in the studio because it's so good for them. It's so healthy for them to be able to have an outlet for all of their emotions. So just putting my spark of dance into them.
I know this is not the same thing of what you guys are doing, but I mean, some of people's biggest moments involve a dance.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's important. It's even better when you know what you're doing, which a lot of us don't. So I mean, no, that's great. I mean, that's very important. It's a huge goal, and I mean, I can see that being a challenge in a technical and digital world.
Oh yeah.
With people just being in their devices all the time.
Yes, for sure. Getting kids up and out, right? They just want to be on Instagram or Snapchat. I don't even know all the new lingo.
So let's watch dance instead of actually doing it.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, that's what our kids, they love to do, is like, they show us a video. I want to do that. Okay.
Are you able to show them how to do it sometimes or no?
No.
They're pretty.
I'm not going to show them. I will teach them.
Yeah. No, I guess always for us, like just being business partners is just, you know, even though I think we've done a good job so far, but always remembering to keep business as business and family as family. Like they're two separate entities, and that can be a challenge in itself.
For sure.
So, and so far, I think we've been pretty good at it. Like when it comes to the business, we keep our like personal feelings. Like if it's a business decision, it's a business decision. So it's what's best for the business, and then, you know, family stuff doesn't get involved, and that can always be a challenge. And I think so far, I think we're doing pretty good with that.
Yeah.
I've seen firsthand when it doesn't work out. I mean, it's pretty obvious when it's not working out, and it's obvious that it is, at least from my point of view.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is our last commercial break. If you made it this far, thank you, and I must assume you found this interesting. To keep up to date with new episodes, which will release every Tuesday, be sure to subscribe to us using your preferred listening channel. We are available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, in addition to Facebook and YouTube. And of course, our content can always be found on our website, dufferinspotlight.ca. If you would like to see us on your preferred platform, please feel free to contact us through our website. We prioritize accessibility to our shows, so we will do our best to make it happen. That's it for commercials, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Dufferin Spotlight on Business. So are you looking forward to anything in the near future?
Well, I mean, we're just starting dance next Saturday, which is the 7th. So definitely getting all those little guys in there and seeing their tutus and the smiling faces and like little tiny feet.
Getting to see them all back in the studio again. Like always, that's always like the first week back to dance is always exciting. Seeing everybody come back in the doors and everyone's excited to go. I know we also have a couple other things that which we can't really say yet, but that we're planning for, and hopefully in the near future, you know, we can announce
I think we should, you know, even mention that we have 2 of our students that are going through their teachers program right now. So their exam is in 2 weeks.
So you guys teach people how to teach. Sorry.
Exactly.
So they have an exam that they have to do. Anne-Marie actually teaches them the syllabus work that they have to learn for the exam. And then with that syllabus work comes some extra classes with myself, and I go through what our expectations are
as a teacher, as
a staff member, and all that kind of stuff.
That helps. What age do you usually,
16.
They're 16. They have to be 16 for them to be in the exam.
Yes.
Good.
So
you mean they have to have a substantial amount of experience, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they have to assist beforehand.
Okay, good.
Even when they're actually going through their syllabus, and even when we do hire them, because we like to train just even when they go to university or something, they can continue teaching and making that little bit of money.
Yeah.
So we like to train them how we think teachers should be and how they should be in class. So we teach them a little bit of that and keep them kind of close to us. And so they still assist us as well as they have their own class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys have a wide assortment of services. And never mind the store and your online store as well. I mean, wow. Well, you guys have to wear a lot of different hats.
Yes.
We try to.
Like teaching, managing the business.
Yeah.
And never mind dealing with all those external partners that involve the store and everything else. Like that's, and never mind dealing with the parents as well. Like that can be overwhelming sometimes. I can't imagine. It's impressive. Like it's really impressive.
That's where it makes it easy to have a partner.
Yes.
Knowing that there's someone that's going through it with you, and someone
or we
that
can just call.
That we can call, and if we need a shoulder to cry on, or if we are like, oh, like just like it's an outlet, like and I'm just lucky that it's my sister.
Yeah, well, it's easier to trust your family.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the last thing we're probably really excited about is honestly just getting back into the studio and just creating and being creative, because that's the hard part, is not being able to do that. So it's,
you have all summer to kind of think like, maybe will this will work, and let's try this and this.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. So we've been kind of throwing some ideas back and forth already, and I've been sending her songs, and
I'm trying to figure out my props already.
Yes. Yeah. And
I'm pretty much like the prop queen of the studio.
Really is. And I just keep bugging her already because we also choreograph together. So we're just like, bugging each other about that already.
Yeah, trying to find out or trying to figure out new pieces that we can put together, or new groups and things like that. So
okay, so I think you might have mentioned this already. Most of that happens during the summer, finding the choreography and stuff like that.
During the summer, during like even the day.
Sometimes it happens even like during the year, while you're kind of even we're in competition season or recital time.
Okay.
Things will just kind of come to you, and you just like write a quick note. Like I have my cell phone, my notes has like, or whatever, it has a whole bunch of notes for me just to give myself that little jolt again of what I thought of before.
You want to stay on trend too, right? You don't want to be sitting on ideas forever, and maybe because you have so many that you don't get to them this year. Got to get to them next year. Okay, maybe it's out of style now.
Like Min with props and stuff, so she has to kind of jump ahead of that and
yeah, I've had some pretty big props for my numbers, and our prop dad team is just fantastic. Like the way they've made them come to life is like we've had
like one of our prop dads who kind of ran the show a little bit for
last few years.
He was also an engineer, so he has like all these props light up.
We
just keep adding to him.
Yeah, like our one production a few years ago, we did the 70s one. What was that one called? We had two big light boards
with a disco ball.
I
was gonna ask.
Yeah. And it was
but these two light boards, like I can't even tell you how many hours he spent on this, but we actually still use it for
our Santa Claus parade.
Yeah. Like every year they're on either side of it, and he does like this message basically across it, and he has to actually input it into a computer, so it goes into it's all I can't even explain it to you, but he's incredible.
Yeah.
He's part of to blame about that because he loves doing it. But
we've had lots of props light up on stage, which has been really fun.
Yeah. He's been really generous to us too. So
well, that's proof of the community you've helped build, right? Like I mean, he's there because he knows it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
And he's also there to make his kid happy too. Like
so he's had two girls at the studio, and both of them are now graduated.
I know.
But he is still with us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Then you.
Yes,
amazing.
And the girls did teach for us as well, and they come back and substitute teach for us still, and so we're so close with that family. Like we said, it's ADA family.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that helps with your productions and everything else. I mean, all right. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Nothing really, I don't think. I guess just come and check us out. Like, come on into the studio.
There's something for everybody.
There's something for everyone. We're always accepting new registrations.
Girls, boys, all ages.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We have our term classes as well for adults. If they, don't want to commit to a full year, they can commit to doing 12 weeks. And there's no end of year recital that they have to do. So if they just want to come out and dance because they want the workout or stretch, like it's there for them. And just come check us out. We
also are on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep. So on Instagram, it's ADA Orangeville. And then Facebook is ADA Dance Co.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. And you guys are located again at 70 Centennial Road. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. That's it for this week's episode of Dufferin Spotlight on Business, and I hope you enjoyed it. Big thanks to Brittany and Mindy for taking the time to help us out with our show, and to those of you who listened. If you would like to learn more about the people and businesses who make Dufferin what it is, be sure to check back every Tuesday for new episodes. The easiest way to do this is to follow or subscribe to our show, wherever you prefer to listen. We are currently available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, in addition to Facebook and YouTube. Of course, you can find all of our episodes and more on our website, dufferinspotlight.ca. If there's anywhere else you'd like to see us, please let us know through our website, and we'll do our best to get on it. If you haven't had a chance to check out our episode from last week, it was with Irene Witten of Savor the Flavors, where she provides culinary walking tours through downtown Orangeville. Irene has been a huge help with the show and is just a big help to the community in general. That episode was awesome, so I hope you enjoy listening to it. Until next time, get to know your community and shop local.